Hi, my name is Jason Atwood, and I'm the designated broker at Ole Penn Real Estate in Montesano, Washington. And I'm reaching out today on behalf of Grace Harborites and the small business owners that I've spoken to over the last few weeks and the last few months, just understanding some of the concerns that are everywhere right now. And the one big question that continues to pop up is what happens when the funds like unemployment are gone? What happens when PPP is gone? And I know that the PPP is an 8-week program. And I know that unemployment, it looks as though in the next couple weeks those funds will be depleted at the state level. So aside from what looks to be a request for $1 trillion from the federal government, what's next? Is the plan to use the $1 trillion to help fund something like unemployment or PPP for small business owners?
All right, Representative Springer.
A lot of that will depend on the degree to which the federal government comes with another stimulus package. They're debating that right now. It looks like it's getting pretty partisan back in DC, as it always is. So I'm not overly confident that something will happen soon, but there's certainly going to have to be another stimulus package. The question then becomes, how big is it, and what can it be used for? A lot of it needs to come back to the states and go out to our local governments, our small cities and counties, who are, if we can't keep our cities and counties functioning and those employees doing their essential jobs, it will be very hard for an economy to recover in a county that has no infrastructure services. So that's going to be really critical. Just to be completely candid, there will be very, very little chance that the state, short federal funding, will have any funding available for local programs or local services, unemployment, cash assistance. We're going to have a devastated economy for the next year and a half. So we will be almost totally dependent on the federal government to send some stimulus money our way.
Okay, well, specifically on unemployment, I believe that I understand that there's a system already set up and has been for a long time that provides an automatic loan to state unemployment fund that has gone underwater. And I think that that is going to be accessed by a number of states. So in the short term, that's not as big a worry, I think. I think there are some automatic mechanisms for fixing that. The other programs that you mentioned are mostly federal in nature, and they're going to have to write some rules on those. And I wouldn't be surprised if, for example, the return to work part wasn't modified because this has been a longer lasting experience than perhaps was estimated a few weeks ago. On the other hand, I think it's a danger if Washington not only is one of the first states to really constrict the economy, and then if we become one of the last states to allow the economy to restart, I think that becomes a harder case to make at the federal level. So that's one more complexity that we have to think about. And the rest of your question really makes me think about this. I don't know that any country or any world has ever had to face what's happening right now. That we're doing is kind of a deliberate act as a result of the virus. We are spending more money faster than we've ever done, even in time of war. And we don't know what the impact of that is. I think one of the impacts is there's no such thing as a bottom line for the federal government right now. And the thing that I think really haunts me, I don't have to have any responsibility for federal policy. I really keep my nose into my business in the state rather than the federal stuff. But right now, we're destroying the economy from the grassroots up at the smallest small business level. I think what is a risk in the long term is that we destroy the economy from the top down as we spend so much money keeping the kind of compensating for keeping the economy closed, that at some point foreign investors decide that they're not going to pay for US spending when they've got their own problems at home, and our ability as the world's reserve currency to just print our own dollars collapses as well. And I'm a history major, not an economist, so I can't make any of these projections, but these things need to be part of our national discussion as well, rather than, well, the feds are going to take care of it. People say this all the time, we're all in this together. I think states and the feds all need to be responsible together too.